Chip, what do we got here, man?
Well, hang on a minute, let me lift this hood up.
This thing is spectacular.
Engine on this side.
My friends that are in the trucks are going to get a kick out of this one. Wow.
We'll go around, so you won't have to do it in the middle.
Will you look at that?
That's the original motor, original transmission, and a low mileage 1960 B model Mack. And there's a story that goes along with this trailer, with this tractor. My family's been in the transportation business for a long time, since 1932. And this company, Watkins Motor Lines, which is painted on the door there, we ended up selling that to FedEx. And it became part of FedEx Freight. And before, when my dad was, a long time ago, was growing up, my grandfather told him that he could not move up any further in the company unless he knew what it was like to be a driver. So he said, well, so what do I do? And he goes, well, you got to drive for a year or two so that you understand what goes through a driver's mind. My dad goes, well, that's great, but I have no money and I have no truck. And my grandfather told him to go down to the Mack dealership, I think it was in Macon, Georgia, and pick something out on the yard, nothing fancy, and bring it back. And so he went down there. My grandfather made a call. He drove this truck back, this particular truck. This was in his name. And he drove for 2 years through all of these. This is where he was licensed to drive. And after 2 years, my grandfather asked to see him. He sat across the desk and asked him what he learned. I told him, and he says, okay. And so he slid the keys across the desk to my grandfather, and my grandfather pushed them back, and he goes, well, that's your truck. You can use it in the fleet, which was small at the time. And he says, son, I've been taking that out of your paycheck. That truck belongs to you.
Wow.
So it's been on display at our corporate building. It's been a work truck. It's been all over everywhere. And so I kept it when we sold the company. And I have been working on restoring it to the condition it's in. I just got finished redoing the interior. These colors, although they look wild, the green and the red, they are actually Mack colors. And I recovered the seats in leather, and it's all original except for where the ashtray was. I put a Bluetooth radio in it because I take this to lunch every now and then.
It looks brand new.
Well, we take it to lunch.
That's awesome.
And I had to replace the steering wheel.
Next time you go and call me, I want to come.
And I replaced the steering wheel in it because the other one was broken. It was that old, it's not fiberglass, they call it, there's a name for it. But it's a twin shifter. It's high and low. You switch them at the same time in between the gears because they're spread out so different. And it cranks right up. And you know, I put new air horns on it. We painted it, new brakes. But the motor hasn't been touched. It just doesn't have that many years on it.
How many miles or years do you think it has on it?
I don't know. It doesn't have the original speedometer in it, so I can't really say.
So the engine didn't need rebuilt because it was such a good quality diesel.
It's holding tons of compression, and I powder coated the rims, and I just keep messing with the thing every now and then, and making it better than it was. New lights. I got to send this grill off. This is my next project. To take this off and have that new grill. And I put a stereo system in it. You can see it underneath the see the stereo? I wrapped it in leather too.
Oh, look at that, huh?
There. Yeah, it's got 4 speakers just sitting underneath the seat.
Nice. Got to have some tunes when you're cruising around in the Mack.
Yeah.
Metal dash.
It's
awesome.
Everything's pretty much.
We're restoring a Kenworth right now. I know how much work it is doing one of these. It's a lot of work.
I'll tell you one thing I won't do by myself is trying to get these wheels to get on here right. These things just don't bolt through like a tandem wheel pickup truck or whatever. They got those wedges in them.
Hub mounted is what they call it, right?
You have to get them all in there evenly for the wheel to roll smooth. And it takes somebody that knows what to do with them.
It's just beautiful.
So, anyway, and it's a 1960 Mack. And like I said, we take it to lunch every now and then, me and some friends, or whatever you want to do with it.
You know, it'd be really cool to get a trailer that matches. You know, do you have one of?
That 1960 round trailer would be really cool. But it's in great shape.
What a beautiful truck. And the history of it's the best part. It's been in your family since it was brand new.
Tag in the back. You got a little Corvette tag thing in the back. And it's tagged. It's ready to go right now. I mean, we can take it down the road.
What a machine. This is a generational vehicle for sure. This will be here hundreds of years after we're gone. It'll last forever. All metal. American made.
Runs good.
What's more American than a Mack truck? Come on.
We did. Matter of fact, we still buy a bunch of Macks right now.
Do you?
Yeah, for our tanker trucking division.
That's awesome.
They're pretty bulletproof.
Yeah, I like the new semis that they have out, the new Macks.
Yeah. But, one more thing. If you notice on the front, you see the gold bulldog.
I was looking at that, yeah.
Now, the difference is, if this is a chrome bulldog, it means it's not 100% Mack. In other words, you've spec'd it with a Rockwell rear end or something, or transmission, or whatever. If it's a gold, it's all 100% Mack.
Wow.
This is all Mack componentry.
The engine, transmission, everything.
Transmission, rear end, everything.
Nobody does that anymore, right? Not even Mack. I don't think.
I don't think they do. I don't know. They may. I'd have to know more.
Seems
about
like they're all using everybody else's components in the trucks, you know, like.
Well, especially today with the supply chain problem. But anyway, that's pretty much it. And original motor, everything. This is 100% original.
Body style's stunning. The split window,
Yeah.
lights on the
It runs
hood.
like a brick.
Well, I bet. Yeah, no air ride in this one, huh?
No, there's no nothing. And the leaf springs on the back of that thing are about almost a foot thick. It's unbelievable.
No air ride seats either, right?
No, there's no air conditioning. There's no power steering. There's no anything. This is the old days when people worked for a living truck.
Wow. Yeah, imagine you get pretty beat up driving one of these around, 8 hours a day, huh?
I don't think you could find a driver to drive this every day.
Not anymore, huh? They're all spoiled with it, driving Volvos with
Although you might
air ride,
want
everything.
to drive it for a day.
Yeah. Mike Kenworth's got air ride in the back, air ride on the cab, air ride on the seat. It's just like you're floating on air. It's a big Cadillac.
They're amazing now. The automatic transmissions we're buying now, you can just get in there and drive the thing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely the technology.
Far away from this.
What a piece of Americana. Chip, thanks for sharing this with us. It's absolutely beautiful.
No problem. In fact, I enjoy working on trucks.
This is what we call a family heirloom right here. In the true sense, and the fact that your family was in the trucking industry, it makes it even more special, or that your family's had a long history in trucking.
My dad drove in this truck, and so that's the reason I have it today. I carved it out of a FedEx deal when we sold to them and kept this one.
That was a good move.
They would have sold it as an old Mack. It's got a lot of sentimental value. Everything I've had the opportunity to do was based off of, this truck and that company, and diversified into what it is today. So it's got some meaning, and I like the story about my grandfather making my dad drive to relate to the driver. That was a lesson that I'll never forget. It was an amazing thing, and he's passed that down. And I don't know, you gotta work, you want stuff, and you want to provide. So that's kind of the message this thing sends to me when I see it. So it's a good message to keep around.
Your family embodies the American dream, starting from the bottom and making it to the top, by hard work, perseverance. And
I asked my grandfather one time why he started his company in the recession, 1932, right there. And he said they had to do something. I don't exactly know what that means, but that was a hard road to hoe back in those days. And hard work, dedication pays off, I guess.
Amen. the American way.
Yes, it is.
Thanks for sharing this absolutely stunning piece with us, and God bless America.